This is the MTPredictor weekly market update for June 1st. So, new month started here. S&P has come a long way since we were off last week. And let's just take a look here at the monthly chart. Here's that last swing high, last all-time highs there. We take our decision point, and you can see this is typically an area of resistance, but we call it a decision point because it's an area the market needs to make a decision. And you can see it made the decision to go through. Now, we were anticipating we'd see 1900 in the S&P. If we go down to the weekly chart here, and we were anticipating that. Now here's our monthly resistance, right? We know that's been breached, and we were looking for that 1900 plus level in the ES because of the fact that we had this 5-wave pattern here, and that's right where the typical wave 5 target sat. Around 1905, the high end of that is about 1920, 23, 24 level. So it's sitting just to the high end of that. So now what? Well, we can go. I think we've got a little more probably upside here. Certainly, we're in an area we could correct in typical wave 5. I thought it would be maybe 1902, 1905. But you can see they powered through that last week to the high end of that typical wave 5. Now, if I go down to the daily chart here, let's let this load up here. So here's the typical wave 3. So there's a little pattern here on the daily chart. It's gone through this last daily resistance level here, and then the typical wave 3 starts right around 1925 up to 28, 29. So maybe a little further to go before we get some type of pullback, maybe into this wave 4, the daily wave 4 on the S&P here. That will start right around 18. Well, we'll call it 1900. All right. So, a few weeks ago, remember we had our Dow theory confirmation, where the Dow Industrials confirmed the new highs made by the transports early in the year. That was a bullish signal indicating that the bull market was still intact. And again, doesn't mean that we can't correct, but that's saying basically those corrections should be buying opportunities. We haven't corrected. We've continued to rally basically since that time. Now, I'm going to go back to the weekly chart here, because now where we're sitting, S&P 2000 is not too far away. Let's just see where the DAX is. Remember, we're tracking the DAX as well, because the DAX 10,000 is out there, and you can see. Remember, quite a number of weeks ago now, I said that I would expect the Dow or the DAX to get into this 10,000 level here, because it's if the S&P is going to hit that nice round 1900, that should put the DAX up around that 10,000. So you can see we're just about at that level here. In the DAX, we've reached the minimum wave 5, so we had a pattern associated with that to indicate that we should, after this wave 4, we had a high volume spike here, this red high volume spike indicating that professionals were stepping in and buying here. That was confirmed by the blue buyers candle here, and so the march to wave 5 is the minimum wave 5 target is complete there. The high was, I think, 97.95, so just a few ticks away from 10,000. So the S&P's got a little more room to the upside, maybe this week. If so, then I think that the DAX should tag that 10,000 nice and even in the future contract here. All right, bonds. Let's go to the weekly chart of bonds, because remember we had our 5-wave pattern down here, and we were anticipating a rally to this wave 4 DP. This is the next weekly resistance. We're there. We got a little sell signal coming in. We'd have to see a breach below that red seller's candle, low of 136.65 would have to be taken out for that to be an active signal. Well, we can put the analysis on and see what is the entry, stop, and target for that. In terms of the daily chart, again, we were anticipating that rally. We had a buy signal here, that TS3, and so market did rally into the weekly resistance, and it's unfolded as a 5-wave pattern up. We're in the minimum wave 5, so we anticipate we're in an area where we could get some selling in bonds. Here we had a high volume spike that came in here. Just expand that so you can see this. The high volume coming in here on the black candle here, followed by the red seller's candle. So this may be an indication that professional selling is coming in here in the bond. So if you're long there, maybe a good time to take profits, at least heading into Friday. That was the play there. All right, the dollar index, this one's important as well. We'll look at silver here in a minute. But, remember we were looking at, let me kind of expand this up here a little bit. We had a break, so price broke below the support here, and so a lot of technical analysts were looking for this to be a very bearish sign for the dollar. I, on the other hand, using the tools and the software here, found that we were actually just coming into a weekly decision point support. You see the high volume spike here on the turn, indicating that this was not professional selling, but professional buying stepping in here. We anticipated this rally into the next daily resistance level here, which was, this is the DP off of this last swing. All right, it's gone through that a bit. Here's your next weekly resistance for the dollar, up around 81. I had some selling come in after the last couple of days last week, after the high was put in, the high of that move there. So it may get a little selling, but I think overall, I think the dollar will probably want to rally into this 81 level. As this summer kind of gets underway here. It's a seasonally, we'll look at silver here, it's a seasonally weak time for precious metals. We've been seeing gold and silver selling off, and again, we'll kind of go over this as the weekly chart here. We had our top here in a 5-wave pattern that formed there, which indicated there was a potential top happening when we push that near $50 in silver. And then when we go 5 waves up again, we anticipate a corrective move back to the wave 4 DP. And this is a very significant, level here in silver. Right, they're kind of at the bottom end of the support here. If this level gives as support, then we've got much further to fall. But I think this wave 4 here, let's go ahead and project wave 5 down, because this is our target. It's been our target for weeks and weeks and weeks now. So I expect we have a good chance of hitting this 1750, 1760 level now as June approaches, again a seasonally weak time for precious metals. And so there's the minimum wave 5 target here, again right around that 1750, 1760 level, and then we can take a decision point off of the wave 3 swing low here, because that also will act as some major support there. And that comes in, looks like right around 1740, goes all the way down around 16, we'll call it 16 even. Okay, and then below this, just below $15, around 1430 or so, is the typical wave 5 target. Now if they break this level, then like I said, I would expect that everything is right with the world, banks, the economies of the world, and gold and silver should settle back down, go below 800, silver maybe back down below $5. But if that's not the case, then I would anticipate if we do get around the minimum or typical wave 5 targets here, that we should start a new rally, maybe new bull market um, there. So we'll see, but I think we're going to get weakness this summer, at least in June. Maybe through the summer, things kind of go sideways after maybe some lows are put in, and then we'll see as the fall rolls around, where we get into a seasonally better period for precious metals, how they react. If people see that that these markets don't always fall, but they rally too. A significant rally back to 24, 25 level. Maybe this wave 4 DP here would be our level. If they can get back up into this level, then that might bring in some additional buyers, realizing that the price of these metals doesn't just go down, but it will rally too, so we'll get some more action coming in there. Alright, so we'll leave it there. We got a full slate of economic data this week, so should be a decent week as far as your intraday trading. It's a start of a new month. Usually the first trading day of a new month tends to be a good day, so we'll look for some good intraday moves this week. All right, hope that's helpful. We'll take a look and see where things are at next week and do it all again. So enjoy your trading week. We'll see you back then.